Well, good morning, everyone. My name is MightyStream, and today is September the 17th. I'm going to do your spiritual principle a day in a meditation. I'm brought to you by Hope Through Navigation, and this is our H.O.O.D recovery services. You can reach me at recoveryofhope21@gmail.com. Let's go ahead and get into that screen. All right, here we go. How you guys doing? Hopefully you've listened to the other meditation and you're ready for some more scrumptious recovery here. Okay. September 17th, hospitality and the newcomer. This should be interesting. Let's see what it says. Feeling welcome and welcoming others to our new way of life helps us see the world as a less hostile place. Guiding principles, tradition 3, spiritual principles. I don't remember many details about my first NA meetings, but I can tell you this. I left every one of them feeling a little better, a little more hopeful, and a little more convinced that you folks had found a way out, one that could work for me too, a member shared. Meetings still have that effect on me. And maybe that's the point of hospitality as a spiritual principle and practice in NA. It's not the individual things we do or say that are most memorable. It's all of those things taken together and the way we make each other feel. All of us can contribute to a group's hospitality, and all of us reap the benefits. Hospitality gives our various strengths a chance to shine. There are great huggers among us and others who remember the names of new members. Still others offer a sincere welcome to all of us every week, such as, I'm glad y'all made it another week because I need each and every one of you. We might notice how the member charged with setting out literature always recruits someone to help them. Could they do this task alone? Sure. But we carry the message by being more inclusive. We help others feel a part of and affirm the same for ourselves. Each time we tell newcomers, welcome home, we're reminded that we're home too. Hospitality is made up of these words and actions and so many more. The atmosphere of recovery that emerges is greater than the sum of its parts. We embrace the worth and dignity of each of our fellow addicts and of ourselves. Through our hospitable actions, we contribute to a world in which we are all treated with equality and compassion. I will contribute to the collective efforts that make up NA hospitality. Consider how my words and actions can bring some of the same warmth and camaraderie to my life outside of NA. How are you doing in that area, hospitality and the newcomer? Yeah, so they're talking here about inclusiveness and how are we individually a part of creating that atmosphere of inclusiveness. And when I say the word hospitable, some people automatically think of hospital, right? Hospital. And these words are very similar, right? Because a person goes to a hospital because they're sick. They need care, and they need long-term care, right? Or at least if you're admitted to the hospital, not just ER, if you're admitted, there's something that needs to take place there before you can be released. And that means that the sickness that you have needs to be monitored. Or maybe The symptoms that you have need to be monitored until they figure out what is causing them, because they're life-threatening. Hospitality, right? Have you ever heard referring to the medical profession, someone say something like, my doctor has very good bedside manners? Think about it. What are they saying? They're saying that this doctor is respectable to the fact that this is my whole body that he's tending to, and he does not just treat me in a dismissive way. He doesn't act like he's afraid of the color of my skin. He doesn't act like he's afraid to help me. He is hospitable to me when he's bedside, meaning he is careful in how he dresses me, right? He is considerate and compassionate. He has good bedside manners. So now we're talking about the rooms of Narcotics Anonymous. So let's bring this full circle. People come into Narcotics Anonymous as newcomers because they have a symptom of their disease. The disease is the disease of addiction, obsessive and compulsive use of drugs. Now they come to the rooms. They come to the rooms and they are in need of care. They probably don't have any idea what to expect. They know that they've either been sent there or they need to come there. Someone is saying, hey, your symptoms are showing that you're using drugs way too much. You're not able to control it, because if you were able to control it, you would be able to be functional, but you're no longer functional, right? And they're there for help. They're there for care. They're there to look at the symptoms and figure out what they can do about the disease of addiction that is causing the symptoms. And as they come into the hospital, right, as they come into the rooms of Narcotics Anonymous, make that correlation, they start to figure out that everything they've been doing, the problems that they've been causing, are directly, one, related to their using drugs, but the using of the drugs is not what's causing them to use drugs. The using of the drug is the symptom of the disease from within them. And the disease is actually dis-ease, right? Dis-ease and uneasiness within their spirit. There's a void there, something that is sick inside, and the drug just happened to be a way for them to try to manage it. They call it self-medication. They call that self-medicating, right? Excuse me if you hear a pause in between, because I have the most awful cough, and I am trying to make sure that I don't drop the ball on these meditations, okay? So if I pause real quick, it's because I need to cough, okay? So how hospitable are you? How are your bedside manners when it comes to the rooms of Narcotics Anonymous? How are you, having been a member for a while, how are you when it comes to creating a hospitable atmosphere in the rooms? Are you a person that welcomes newcomers? Are you a person that maybe shows someone that looks lost where the restrooms are, or explain to them that the coffee is free, but you can make a donation, right? You can make a donation, a contribution to the seventh tradition if you want, so that we can buy more coffee so everyone can have coffee. These are things that are just small steps, but they speak to how hospitable you are. And depending on how hospitable you are, sometimes is the deciding factor whether or not a person feels welcome to come back to our meetings. You know how we talk about we're not interested in race, creed, religion, sex, none of that. Only in what is your problem and what do you want to do about it and how we can help. Right? We say that. We say that. But have you ever been to a meeting where you're the only person, the only female? Or you've been to a meeting where you are the only white person in the meeting? Or you've been to a meeting where you're the only Black person? Or you've been there and you're the only Latinx individual, right? Then you understand that hospitality is important. How well you're received in that atmosphere can determine a lot of times whether or not you feel like coming back. Today, what I want you to do is when you are in a meeting, I want for you to think about how you can make that meeting more inclusive, how you can be more hospitable to others. I want for you to do that because how you carry that message of inclusivity can make all the difference in the world. My name is Mighty Stream and I am an addict. I have enjoyed talking to you and I will be talking to you tomorrow.